Xbox is starting out strong in 2025. They announced their Xbox Developer Direct for the third time in January last year, and the year before we of course had one as well. So let's go over what they have planned. Then I also want to look at some other rumors of things that will be happening for Xbox players, but also for PlayStation and even Nintendo players in 2025. So let's see. We go over to the Xbox block, okay? So they will visit Compulsion Games in Montreal, Canada to learn more about South of Midnight. Head to Montpellier, I hope I did not butcher that, France to see Sandfall Interactive. I think this is their first game. Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Stop by the legendary IT Studios in Texas to check on Doom the Dark Ages. And also they will visit a surprise location to see another studio's brand new game. And we had previews for this. I kind of missed them. So this, of course, South of Midnight that we will finally see more of. I need to be convinced more that this will be worth my time. I do like the art style a lot. And I'm all for new IPs. Before this, they did We Happy Few, which was quite interesting, but did not really work out for them in the gameplay department. It was kind of a survival game, if I remember correctly. So this is more an action-adventure, narrative-focused. It's in particular the combat. Let's see if we have some like actual combat footage here. But I'm not sure if it's gonna be... It kind of gives me like Banisher's Ghost of New Eden vibes, where the combat was like manageable, but it was not one of the strong suits of the game. So yeah, we have like sort of powers where we can create things in the environment. I hope this goes well. Again, I think the art style looks very cool. The world should be fun to explore, but overall, we will get way more information during the Developer Direct, and I hope this turns out well. We will have like release dates or like leaked release dates for these games that I will go over in a moment. This one is interesting, and let me know in the chat and in the comments what you think of this. So this looks like pretty cool. It's like a third-person action game, but then it goes into turn-based combat. And of course, with Baldur's Gate, obviously that turn-based combat was quite different from this more Final Fantasy, Pokemon style. Hey, we have characters facing each other and you select one move, and that's kind of it. There's like no board where you move the character around. I do think this could be awesome in terms of... It's rare that we get a turn-based game that looks this stylish, and it certainly does. We also have like Ben Starr, the lead actor from Daredevil is voicing one character. So there's like a lot of like this game has a lot of things going for it. Hopefully the story is any good. But yeah, obviously we will be mostly spending time in the turn-based combat. Again, I think it looks awesome. And also with Metaphor, of course, Refantasio had similar combat. So I don't think... Like, it's not going to be for everyone. But I do like that they are not afraid to be a turn-based game. And yeah, maybe because it's like Unreal Engine 5, it looks incredible. More people will give it a shot, even though they might not be turn-based combat first. Expedition 33 looks so cool. I'm very excited. I hope it's not all hype. Again, like, we will see way more during Developer Direct. And yeah, I'm sure that we will get some answers, hopefully there. Because so far, looks awesome. I think the reviews are going to be very important for this game. It will be on Game Pass as well. Now, this game, of course, does not need any explanation. You see this and you're like, you're either in or you're out. You played either like the remake that did it in 2016, and then, of course, Eternal that came out in 2020, if I remember correctly, of 2021. But yeah, this is like, we're going to the Dark Ages. We have like more medieval weapons now, like a shield that you can use as a boomerang. Why not? Doom Guy even has like a flail that he can use that we will see in a moment here. And seems like they are going less for the... Here, there we go with the flail. Less for the ammo and sort of shield management, but maybe more just dumb fun again. Because in Eternal, it did feel... I was like way more focused on managing all my resources and stuff, instead of actually paying attention to the game and the world. I was like, oh, now I need to use my chainsaw for ammo, and now I need to do this and this. I think the chainsaw was for ammo. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But I'm like, let's go back to just cool weapons and killing enemies in fun new ways. And maybe, oh, this weapon works better against this enemy instead of having to manage resources all the time. But yeah, seeing that game way more, I'm very, very excited. So these should be the release dates. Nate the Hate, very credible leaker. We go here, tier 2, generally reliable source. South Midnight should be in April. Doom the Dark Ages in May. I wanna believe, but I think Doom is like end of the year, but I would love to be wrong. Last year they showed Indiana Jones during the developer direct as well, and that was of course December, so I don't know, maybe I want to see before I believe it. And the Oblivion remake is currently slated for June, but won't be announced for a few months, because again, we do have this extra unknown game where they said that they will visit a surprise location to see another studio's brand new game. And with them saying brand new game, it's not gonna be an Oblivion remaster. That's not like a brand new game. They would probably use different words. And yeah, we also have X-TUS saying that it's not like the Oblivion remaster, but it's something else. Still though, the Oblivion remaster should happen this year, probably in June. And kind of the what we're thinking now is a Double Fine. It's like their turn. They did like Psychonauts 2 that you see right here in 2021, and they've been pretty quiet ever since. And we don't know what they will be doing next. They also did like Custom Quest, if you remember that game. But yeah, I'm down for this. I think they're like a very cool studio. I'm kind of like, where do they fit in Microsoft's current strategy, where it's not all about Game Pass anymore, but also about like selling games. Double Fine's games usually don't sell that well, but maybe they can find a cool new IP or something awesome that really highlights their gameplay and what they are good at, and yeah, maybe hopefully get a new audience interested in that. Like Hi-Fi Rush, of course, was the big thing during the first developer direct. That was a shadow drop. Maybe they will do a shadow drop again for a game from Double Fine. I think that would be very, very smart, because then it's like, whoa, I did not know about this game and you tell me it's out. I think more people will then try it out than if they announce it and are like, check back in June. And then it's like, okay. So yeah, maybe they can use the Hi-Fi Rush tactic, which did work out for that game. Obviously, we know that studio is no more under Microsoft. Luckily, they did get bought though. So yeah, they will be back, but probably not with a Hi-Fi Rush 2. Either way, we also learned about some other things. Again, this is like an analyst saying this, so it is a rumor, but if you look at the numbers, just like this analyst is doing, you see that this is happening. So Xbox games in Game Pass can lose 80% of the premium sales. And yeah, this basically means that, here, look at how Hellblade 2 charted. Like, Hellblade 2 in particular was insane. I think it was like the 37th best-selling game of the month it came out. Not good. Not good. So one thing they can do about that is bring it over to other platforms where people actually buy things. Because I also mentioned this in the Sunday video, but I want to talk about this again. Marvel Rivals, you might be like, hey, why is Marvel Rivals interesting in this conversation? Well, it has like a very, very good month. 136 million. That's great. Obviously, the game cost probably way more than that, but hey, this is the first month. They will keep building and building. And they, of course, got that Invisible Woman skin that I think will easily make 30 million alone. 36 million in China alone. So, like, on 100 million in the Western countries. And if we, like, look at this, so this from that article, a Reddit user put it here. Steam made, like, 45.5 million. PS5, 27.2. And Xbox only 2.7 million in revenue, which is insane. Like, that really shows you that, sure, there are more people playing on Steam and PS5, because there are like 2 times, maybe even more, times. Like, we know PS5 is, I think, at 70 million now. Xbox Series around the 30, 35. So obviously there are more people playing on PS5, but that they make like 10 times more the revenue on that platform, that's wild. So it kind of shows you, and that's also what we've been kind of seeing and what Microsoft has kind of trained their customers to do, is that if you have an Xbox and you have Game Pass, then you're good, because for all their other games, you can play them day one. You don't need to spend money on other games. And it's the same as if you have Netflix, and then, yeah, you're kind of like, okay, I will just watch everything on Netflix. I know many people do. And then, okay, if a movie is not on Netflix, so be it. I'm not gonna like buy a movie when I have a Netflix subscription. So a lot of people think like that, and that's kind of what they train their Xbox customers to do. So news like this, where we see Final Fantasy VII Remake coming to Xbox in 2025 and Rebirth in 2026. Also a rumor from Nate the Hate. I'm like, okay, but who is gonna show up for that? I really think this will sell max 50,000 to 100,000 units. I don't know who this is for, but I'm happy that more people get to play these amazing games. But I'm still like, Square, have like legit expectations, because if other games are not even selling on Xbox, why would people play Final Fantasy VII Remake? So yeah, they say, according to Mr. Hate, there we have him again, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 and the Halo Master Chief Collection are both slated for multi-platform treatment, with each game launching on PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch 2. I can corroborate independently with my own sources that all the above is most likely true. So this will be happening in 2025. And then also other games, I've heard that in addition to the above, Hellblade 2, Age of Mythology, and potentially Gears of War 1 Ultimate Edition are also slated for PlayStation 5 this year too, although I'm unsure if that includes Nintendo Switch 2. I would expect that it most likely does, if I had to guess that part. So yeah, way more games are coming over to other platforms, which again makes sense. And these are, it feels like so far, and that's what we also of course saw last year with Sea of Thieves and Pentiment, Grounded, of course, that they're first trying it with their older games to bring them over, and then maybe talk about the newer ones. Unless some games like the Doom that I already showed, and also obviously Outer Worlds 2, they will be day one on PlayStation 5. For the games that are not day one on PlayStation 5, seems like they will wait a bit longer. It is kind of case by case based, like Indiana Jones then like 4 months or something. So we will have to wait and see. But basically what it feels like is that at one point all these Xbox games are coming over, and I'm sure that as time goes on there will be less and less exclusive Xbox PC games and more that will launch day one on everything. And also interesting for Xbox, Gears of War 8 E-Day might come out this year around Christmas. I'm like, where does that leave Fable? Because that should be 2025 as well. To me, that tells me if they have Gears and Fable, delay one, and that will probably be Fable. But yeah, I think Xbox has a pretty great year. So even if you have an Xbox, I think there's a lot to look forward to, and you should not really care about those games coming to PlayStation, I think, because you still got quite some exclusives. You, of course, just with one Game Pass subscription, get a lot of awesome games, including also third-party titles like Clair, Obscur, Expedition 33. So I think things are looking pretty great. And also, yeah, on PlayStation, we can probably play Halo and Gears this year, which would be kind of awesome. And yeah, then I will have to give them a proper shot as well. I played them here and there, but I'm mostly a PlayStation guy. So I do use my Xbox more than I did like in the PS3 generation. I never had an Xbox 360, for example. So like Gears 1, Halo Master Chief Collection, I miss those games. And I will totally be playing them with this DualSense Edge if I get the chance. When do you think Starfield will hit PS5, asks Jack. I really think this year as well, because it feels like it's time. I think it has done everything it can for the Xbox platform, and the longer they wait, the older the game will be. In September, they might do another expansion. They wanted to do a yearly expansion. Obviously, Shattered Space was not a huge success. So maybe they decide to give this expansion more time. But I would not be surprised if around the launch of that expansion, if it's like in September or maybe they push it to 2026, I do think they will do like a Starfield Complete Edition or something, or maybe call it something else because they might do more content, and then launch that on PS5 so that you get like Starfield, the first expansion, this new expansion. You of course get the car you can immediately use. So you basically get the best version of Starfield on PS5, and that they will then charge full price for it. I think that's probably what they will do. So again, I think either September this year or next year if they delay the expansion. I think they want to do it around the expansion, like create one big hype moment, if I had to bet. So of course, let me know what you think in the comments, and subscribe for more. I will speak to you soon. Goodbye.